Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and in today's episode of Great Engineer, Terrible Driver, we are going to design a 1987 light sport premium vehicle in automation and hot lap it in BeamNG.drive on the automation test track. What driver score will I achieve today? We shall find out. The year is 1987 and we are searching for the ultimate weapon on small and tiny, tight roads with lots of corners. Yes, this looks like the perfect candidate. We have the choice between the 2.6 meter wheelbase and the 2.4, but let's say we're aiming this at the Floridian market, and they like smaller cars on average, and light sport is a category which prefers smaller cars anyway. So, something nimble. Something mid-engine. Isn't this the first car we built mid-engine? Really? Is this the first car we built mid-engine? That might actually be the case. Okay, so light sports premium. Interesting category, that's for sure. At this point, aluminium is limited production. Limited production is a flag which reduces production output of the factory. If it's a premium, then that is... it's not too bad. That would mean it's not too bad. Do we want to go with full aluminium body? Fiberglass, a little too unprestigious, I would say, for what we are aiming to do here. Aluminium is on the positive side though, so either partial aluminium or full aluminium. I think for the premium we are going with full aluminium. And then monocoque chassis, and yeah, okay, we don't really have any option then, do we? Corrosion resistant steel is a lot more expensive, but it's heavy. All these choices are heavy, so we need to save weight somewhere, right? And let's go with just galvanized steel. And mid-transverse, yes. This is a vehicle that is supposed to handle like crazy, so we are going with solid axle leaf. Or maybe not. And, engine. This is the heart piece of any light sports vehicle. What do we want to go for here? Premium means that they value prestige quite a bit more and have more budget, obviously. So we could go for a Boxer 6, although that's almost a little too few cylinders for my taste. But isn't that a little awkward? A little awkward. No, maybe not. A Boxer 6, transverse mounted. Okay, well, if my engineers think that is a good idea, maybe it is. Low center of gravity, very good. That surely helps. So that alone makes for a reasonable choice here. And we're going with aluminium and 1987 premium. I think it's time for dual overhead cam there already. But other than that, we are going pretty cheap on this one. We don't need massive amounts of performance. 3 liters? Yeah, probably a little less. I think we're aiming for less, but let's reduce the capacity by going down in stroke. We do want to rev this thing. How about 2.7 liters? And crank, let's go forged, lightweight forged, and forged. Yeah, that's a good combination. And especially considering that we are having a pretty small engine with dual overhead cam 4, that means we want to rev this thing and we can't just rely on cast components to do so. The premium definitely allows us to install a forge facility for our engine plant, so yeah, I guess it's fine. Compression, let's aim for 10, and for the cam profile, probably something around 75 to 80. No turbocharger on this one. Injection, multi-point. Yes, we're going pretty modern. pretty modern. Very modern in this case. Multi-point. Throttle per cylinder. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? Yeah, just adds 1.5 months worth of engineering time. We can take this. Performance. And then we go with regular. Yes, regular. We do need a bit of mixture. Don't have to go crazy amounts, but something like that. 12.8. 12.8 should be fine. It's a premium vehicle. They don't really care. Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe 12.5. They don't really care about fuel economy in that sense. Not even the Farinians do. Oh, well, they do to a small degree. Yeah, okay, 12.8. Ignition timing. Let's go aggressive on this one, 80. And rev limiter, probably going to end up something around 8,500? Maybe not quite. Let's aim to peak at something like 8,000. Okay. Tubular headers, they are very lightweight. Maybe even long tubular. But definitely not race. That is beyond the scope of an engine like this. But this is looking nice. Very nice even. High flow, none. Straight through. Okay. Dual exhaust. Yes, there we go. Get rid of the knocking. Get rid of the knock. Valve float. Get rid of the valve float. Wow. That's an aggressive engine. What's going on there? Oh, wait a second. Is that okay? Yeah, we are very peaky, as you see. It's almost a little too peaky, if you ask me. That is, yeah, unfortunately VVT isn't available yet. That is why it's so peaky. Can we tame this down a bit? Yeah, without the knock, please. Yeah, this is looking better. But now, I think we need a bit of quality here. Oh, that costs so much engineering time. So much engineering time. I want to keep this pretty low, around 36 there. But, 251 horsepower, that's plenty. Let's lower this one. I overestimated how much it would rev with this setup. But the pistons are good for more. They are good for more. So maybe if we go a little bit more square, because that allows us to have valve float later. So let's lower this down to 84 instead and get the stroke back up to... Oh, we're already over there. Okay. 2.7. Yeah, that makes us more power. That is looking good. And now... yeah, how high are we revving? We could go even more. We still have a little in the tank there, but I think this is good. I think the valve float now kicks in at the right point. Ah, nah. Nah, come on. No, we optimize a little bit more. We make it square, I guess. Something like this. And there. Now the piston. Yeah, 254. That's better. Let's take it. That is a beautiful engine. Just look at this. This range. This is exactly where you would be in your gearing. If the gears are set up properly. Like this part of the curve, it's all pretty flat, super drivable when you're driving it sporty. Is the engine loud enough? The answer is yes it is. Yes it is. 60 is pretty much optimal. And everything here looks pristine. Let's move on. Oh no, wait. Let's not move on. Let's listen. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a proper light sports car engine. And here we have our little coupe. Our little coupe, mid-engine coupe. And I shall do the morphs and... why isn't this activated? I shall do the morphs now, and later on I will do all the visual design. So what options do we have? Transverse rear-wheel drive. Yep, sounds about right. Manual, of course. Ratios 5. Just give me all the ratios you have. And I would imagine this car to go something like 240. It's not necessarily supposed to be a fast car. But yeah, we do want to have second to 100. Now I need to shorten the ratios a bit. There. That will give us plenty of acceleration. This car... I would go with an open diff if it was just a light sports car. But this one deserves a geared limited slip diff because of its premium status, and that means we can pour in some extra costs. So that's cool. We have that. Radial tires. Fortunately, this will be pretty lightweight overall. And sports compound, yeah, I think that's reasonable. We won't have the luxury of putting same size tires front and rear. And 235s. Is this enough? What do they cost? Currently, combined costs 474. That's not much. Okay, this is my first guess. 185, 245. And we can go a little larger. Let's use 640 tires, and then we have 17-inch rims. Alloy, yes, make it lightweight. Vented disc. Yeah, vented discs all around because it's premium, we can afford that. Doesn't need to be large though, so we can save a bit of weight, maybe, by making it like 250s. 250s front and rear. I mean, the weight distribution would mean that during braking we get around 50-50 weight distribution, which would point to equal sized brakes and the same number of pistons. That is also a very nice setup for avoiding a brake fade, of course, of the rear engine or mid-engine. Pad type around 50 is about right. It is supposed to be between drivable and sporty. Sporty, I would say, is 70, around-ish 70, and drivable is around 30. So 50 sounds like a good compromise. Oh, this is interesting. For a normal light sports car, I would go with no undertray, because top speed is not important. But this one is somewhere in between. So let's go semi-clad. For the cooling airflow, 50 seems about right. 2 seats, yep, and sport. Sport and... premium cassette? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. Okay. Now, ooh, light sports car. Do we want to try? Oh, yeah, I mean, it is mid-engine, so we might get away without power steering. ABS, yes please, and standard safety. Okay, interesting, interesting. Ooh, and now another aspect for the premium here. Definitely a light sports car would go with standard springs. And we might want to go with standard and like more high tech here. Track, okay. That's because we don't have any comfort. Let's just tune it a bit more reasonably. So, okay. Hypercar. Whoa, this is a hypercar. What have I done? What have I done? This is not looking appropriate. What's going on? Let's check the demographics. I must be scoring well in those two though. Light Sport Premium, 100 score. Yeah. Hypercar? Why aren't there no hypercars in here? Okay, let's let's pin this. Score of 100 to start with, not bad, obviously. What do we have here? Ooh, this is getting a little fast, isn't it? But I think I don't even want to rev it out. This is is not looking good for the gearing. Yeah, I do want to have second gear to 100, because you see here that we are using all the grip we have for acceleration up to about 67 kilometers now, and then it's dropping off. So I don't want to get it any longer than this. This would be killing its performance on the track. Oh, that's fine. Do we even need this? Oh, yeah, I think so, yes. It's not good. Not good without. Okay, a bit more for the wheels. We can, as you see, they want to have about equal amounts of sportiness and drivability, and those are the two main stats, so we need to push those. And a bit more tire front certainly would help in that. Yes, but was that too much? No, this is perfect. Maybe 205s even. That straightens things out. Gets us into oversteer, so that's too much. But there, that's looking great. Okay. Very nice stats too. The brakes are set up reasonably well. We do have some brake fade for sportiness, and maybe I get away with one pistons and then higher pad type. Nah, not quite. Only with larger size. Okay, this combination with just one piston brakes is working pretty well. 300 mils front and rear. Pad type 53. A bit of balance tweaks. Brake bias tweaks. And 104 still. There must be more in this one. Sports interior, maybe go for premium interior. Nope, that doesn't really help. And that is because it lowers prestige, I would think, yes. How about luxury cassette player? Nah, they don't need that shit. Standard? Do they prefer standard? No, premium was perfect. Alright, I take that. And now, let's see, do we have a warning? Oh, we got around having it as a warning. It's just a note. But let's see, variable hydraulic. Does that help? Oh, yes. Yes, it helps. Yes, it helps a lot. Okay. Well, kills sportiness a little bit, but drivability just goes up like crazy for this. And so important. It's so important in this car. Okay, take that. So I'm going to try something. Like, this is, of course, not optimal, as you see, but I do want to try and fit larger front tires on this one. We do have the money to do so. And let me just check, this should be worse. Oh, well, no, they do like it. Okay. Might make it a lot less drivable in the end. But first off, so I straightened out the steering behavior and made it more neutral in that sense. It's slightly oversteering, not by much. And now I can get it back by some proper suspension tuning. But because I've fitted larger tires on there, I overall have more grip reserves. And that will give me better performance all around, if I manage to bring it back to sanity with my suspension tuning. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, let me tune it a little. You can really see that if we're lowering ride height more, we are running into the bump stops on cornering. It's not really good for race cars, is it? Although the calculations here don't seem to properly take that into account. Alright, this is better. This is better. 100% sportiness tune here. And still pretty high on the drivability side. Still more of a hypercar. What the hell is this? Aren't there any proper drivable hypercars in that era? I mean, we don't have that much prestige. Should be really easy to build something better than this. But yeah, I mean, we have. We did build our 1980... was it 1985 hypercar? I mean, our scoring is fantastic. It is really good. Everyone can afford this. This is a supercar. Nah, not really. How do we get even more out of it? Oh, this is super expensive. These tires are super expensive. But we might want to go with semi-slicks on this one. It does amp up our sportiness quite a bit. 113. Upping the quality of our steering and traction aids is... yeah, that is viable. That is viable. It doesn't add too much to engineering time yet. And, I mean, they are in a happy region for the price. And the same goes for the suspension. Although we don't want to overdo it. +4 seems to be a happy medium. And you would think that the tires would benefit from going higher, but no, that is just super expensive. But man, we are pulling some G's now. 1.2 G's in the corners. Holy shit, that's a lot. 1987, that's a lot. And really, we are not getting any benefit from going semi-clad under tray, because they don't value top speed at all. Well, just for the sportiness. But this adds some weight too, and we do want to be lightweight. And well, the hypercar market still loves us. This is a just all-around beautiful sports car, it seems like. Let's have another look here. Wow. That is very strong. That is very, very strong. I mean, we are spot on target with our build here for Light Sport Premium. But, man, the hypercar market is weird. I think they just need more King's Guards. Yeah, they would fill the market just fine. Let's just quickly go through our build for now, and we do have around 250 horsepower, 255 I believe it was. Let's go design, yes, 255.1 at 7,100 RPM. That is quick. That's really quick, but it's a Light Sport Premium, and this one doubles, kind of doubles as a supercar. But yeah, it's a small engine. It is a small engine, small and lightweight, really lightweight. How much does it weigh? 1,015 kilos. Just over a ton. So here we have our slow and fast steering behavior. Looking good to me. I'm certain this one will be slightly tail happy overall because it's rear-wheel drive and has to tame those 255 horses. But yeah, I think this will drive just fine in the hands of a skilled driver, that is. So not in my hands. But yes, I'm very happy with the build overall. I'm a little weirded out that this is supposedly a bit more towards the hyper-super region. Yeah, maybe we have gone a little high on the power, because this is certainly more supercar, more towards the supercar power. But a supercar, I would think, has around 300 horsepower in that era. Maybe 320 around-ish. So it does fit into the light sports car category. And with that weight specifically. Like a supercar would be more around 1.3 to 1.4 tons and have 300 horsepower or 320 horsepower. And this one 1 ton with just 250. Just. That's a lot of power. Okay, but I'm really happy with this one. So let's get into designing this. But first, test track. How quick is this one around the track? Let's get it going. It sounds awesome from the line. Yes. It's probably not the fastest down here. Yeah, we've seen faster cars in our builds, but let's see if it can take this. It just has to lift slightly. Okay, 220. Oh, it's on a good pace. That's a fast car. That's a really fast car. 2 minutes 13:91. And now it is time for a little bit of design. It is a masterpiece. The Elanis Chrono. Yes, look at it. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? It's not bad. Actually, it's quite. I'm quite satisfied. I tried to get a distinct 80s feel with it still, while being a little modern in some aspects. But yeah, some details here, like lights being fit in with the grills. This was a little awkward at first, but I tried to not only do some 80s stuff with the front. This is definitely a bit more 90s rounded, and it fit the number plate, so that's nice. Custom badge, as you see, rather pretty, and a bulge for nothing, just aerodynamics. I think this looks, with the bulge, it looks so much more 80s than without. But anyway, so sides, yeah, again fit in with the grill, then some nicely fit vents with the lines of the body, and the rear was a bit of a challenge, but recall from the front with the lights inset in the grill, and then custom headlights which are made into tail lights, and of course the logo in the center. Kept reasonably simple. Elegant, I would say, and not over-designed, hopefully. So this is it, yes, and a little bit more cooling there. And the color scheme, oh yes, the color scheme. So the cupola is a dark red, and the rest is my favorite, normal dark. So darker red on top, and dark red for the whole rest of the body. I think this works really, really well. Let me just see if it would actually look better if these grill bars would also be, also have the dark color. Does that work? Nah, not really. Not really. Doesn't matter. Okay, fair enough. This is it. This is it. Let's export it. The Elanis Chrono with the B6LS 2.7P 255. Yeah, very, very creative. And that's it. It does look like a proper light sports car. Very nice. Hit the export button. The Elanis Chrono. Yes, in all its glory. It is a fantastic car. Just as I imagined. It just sounds brutal too. A little bit more brutal than I expected. Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. Okay. Well, I have a little bit of a warm-up with this one, and then we shall get into the hot lap. The Elanis Chrono is quite remarkable. It is quite remarkable. My God. So, it has basically amazing, just like stunning willingness to turn into corners, especially at lower speeds, like lower speeds below 150. And it has amazing traction overall, like cornering traction, acceleration traction. It's just spot on. But there are no driver's aids whatsoever. Or did we mount ABS? I think we did. Yes, we did. But yeah, beyond that, like nothing. No stability control, nothing. And you can really feel in the slingshot that this thing has no aerodynamics. It's getting scary. It's getting really scary. It's a lightweight vehicle, and if that one produces lift, then whee, things become dicey, I would say. Yes, but it is super fun to drive. And I think in the hands of a capable driver, this thing would just trash track times like crazy. Whew, it's amazing to drive. Alright, that's enough talking, more driving. And we're ready to go. Off, yes! Yeah, perfect start. And second gear, third gear, brakes, brakes, brakes. And through here, pretty quick. Careful on the throttle. And up to like 110. Very high grip compared to other cars I've driven here. Yes, and fourth. And Brian's then coming up. A little throttle lift. It just turns in automatically, basically. And slow, slow, slow. Oh, beautiful. So easy. And a little bit of Caswell's carousel. We can go through here like crazy, actually. Oh yes, full throttle. I don't know if it looks as fast, but it just feels so damn fast. And now the tricky bit. Alright, just lift off, and gentle, just very gentle, and then full throttle again. Yes, perfect. Okay, now the other tricky bit. Hard braking first, and then... Okay, we are ready, set up for Bavarian Bend, and out of here. Yes, fourth, yeah, here we go, towards Kirop Chicane, and late braking, and there we go. We did brake a little early, very early actually, could have waited almost 50 meters. Just the turn rate is phenomenal. And careful here, shift into fourth, you can have wheel spin. Careful, careful, careful. Brake zone for Adam's Apex. And massive amounts of grip through here. And... Ow! Whoa, wow, that was a little tail happy. And out of here. Costa corner. And third again, a little slow, but rather that than in the wall. Whoa. And Lamb's Hope. Second. Through here, and back on the throttle. And third. Come on to the line. I thought I was getting away without shifting, but nope. Boy! A 2:21.28. The Elanis Chrono. I think this is the most nimble vehicle and most cornering happy vehicle I've ever built. I mean, I've never experienced anything like it. Not even modern track supercar-esque. This one beats them in like handling in slower sections. It's amazing. And you really need to try it out. It's superb. So much fun to drive. So, automation track time. A really fast 2 minutes. 2 minutes 13:91. And in BeamNG I managed a 2 minutes 21:28. And that leaves me with a driver score of 94.8. As always, you find the car in the description down below. You can download it, drive it, modify it, whatever, and have fun with it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.